What is up, everybody? This is Dave Croft. It is Monday, August 19th, 2013, and welcome to the beginning of week 3 here in Music Composition Programming. We are so glad that you are with us this month, and here we are. We're halfway through, and it's time. We're ready to start thinking about our final project here in MPR 1301. Let's look at a week at a glance and everything going on this week. Got a really busy week. Probably the busiest week of the month is here in week 3 on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. Starting at 7 o'clock Eastern is a virtual class lecture number 3. We're going to be talking about melody and melodic construction and going over the final project draft number 1. On Wednesday, we have quiz number 3. Reminder that quiz materials come from the video lessons as well as the weekly reading assignments. On Thursday, we have a virtual class lab number 3, and that's where I will walk you through and give you a tutorial on how to put together your final project draft number 1. Still working on a track for that, but I'll be showing you a little bit of it on Tuesday and then a full walkthrough on Thursday. On Friday, that is our Musician 2 assignment that is due on Friday, and Sunday, big day on Sunday, your final project draft number 1. Your final project draft number 1 discussion, posts, and responses, and your project 2 redos. Those are all due on Sunday. Remember, all the assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. We have a lot to kind of cover on the weekly notes today. First of all, I just wanted to mention that Eric is going to be out this week. That is Professor Brooke. His grades may be a little delayed. He does have a limited availability via email. But if you want to have an iChat conversation, or if you need to get in touch with somebody during the day, you can contact myself or Steve if you have any specific iChat questions. Our contact information will be available at the end of the video here. This also comes up, questions of when project redos are going to get graded. Project resubmissions get graded last during the week, so don't expect your redo grades right away. We will grade them towards the end of the week. We want to get the current projects graded right away, so that that if you want to redo project 2, you can go ahead and get started on those. Grading should be wrapped up no later than Thursday for the current projects, with redo grades probably getting graded late Thursday, even into Friday. So that, like I said, that kind of always comes up every month, and I just wanted to head that off. I sent an email out earlier about an update to Aurelia kind of floating around. Remember to stick with the installation instructions, so you don't need to go to Aurelia.com to find the new update. Upgrading your Aurelia mid-month can really cause conflicts with course materials. So in case that happens, don't sweat it. Don't worry about it. You don't need to do anything. Just don't upgrade. So there's that. Okay, now for the next little bit, I'm going to be kind of tough love, grumpy Dave, because there are some things that are cropping up a lot, and we need to cover. First of all, in grading your project 2s, I am seeing repeated errors for things that we explicitly cover in virtual class or tutorial videos or check-in videos or PDFs. I'm seeing a lot of errors for things that we explicitly talk about, things like mix and frequency balance and the way the groove should function and all the parts and what makes a bass line. And I understand, kind of getting your brain and working through some of the new concepts, but things like bouncing off the zeros, these are things that we explicitly have been talking about. And as the course goes on, these things will get weighted more heavily. So if you weren't bouncing off the zeros in week 1, by the end of the month, you're going to lose more points for that. And it can be really frustrating, if I'm being honest, because we go out of our way to make sure that you have multiple ways to interface with the information. We make ourselves available during the day, and I just want to make sure that everybody is really following directions and reading through all of the materials, all of the emails you get. We don't send you emails, so we're not sending you, cat pictures, and we're not sending you just kind of useless information via email. We're sending you very, very important information. And so it's important that you read it all and that you cover it all and that you absorb it all. All right? Because to get questions, to get things emailed to us where we specifically address it is can be really frustrating for us. Now, we're here for you all day long, happy to answer as many questions as you have, but we also make a lot of information and a lot of materials and a ton of resources available to you. Please make sure that you're taking advantage of those and doing your part to cover those and to learn those. This kind of goes along with what we talked about previously about how the rubric isn't, a punch list of to-do items for your project. The rubric gives you an overview of how the projects are graded, but the rubric points and should always point to the course materials. The course materials are what's important. The course materials tells you how to do the projects. The course materials illustrates and outlines what we're talking about. When we talk about how a groove should function, or the role of a bass line, or when we say, don't put your chords, stacked thirds, ledger lines below the bass, below the bass clef, and we're still seeing things like that. Coming up into the final project, there's going to be so many details, and they build on and expects you to understand and to have absorbed, how to write a progression and how to put a groove together, so that by the time we start adding melody and ear candy and form and arrangement, that you're not really sweating that small stuff anymore. Now, I understand that some of you guys might be at different levels, right? And it might not seem like small stuff right now, and I get that, and that's why we're here, and that's why we're here to help answer any questions. Why the music helpline is also available as well. But the things that we talk about in these check-in videos, the things that we go over in virtual class, those are all part of it. This is all, it's one whole class. It's not just the rubric, punch list of to-do items to try to pass the course. So, yeah, and that kind of goes into this next point is that I feel like a lot, more so than usual, a lot of the feedback videos just aren't simply getting viewed. And we can log in and see who's viewed the videos and everything. But you got to know that you're responsible for knowing the things that we correct in the feedback for your projects. Whether you actually apply, whether you do a resubmission or not, you are responsible. If we correct something in a project 1 and those errors still replicate themselves throughout project 2 and the final project, you're still responsible for those. You're still responsible. And like I said, that's like your end of the deal. Our end is to make ourselves available, and our end is to do as good a job as possible preparing the curriculum, being ready for class, and just really kind of downloading to you guys. Your part of the deal is applying yourselves and really going for it. It's like what we talked about in week 1 about how we all agree that we're here to get this, and we all agree that we can't get this just by watching YouTube videos, and we can't get it just by trying to figure it out on our own. So some of you guys, many of you guys, you already get this, and so don't feel like it's some kind of passive aggressive way to just call out 1 or 2 people. It is big enough to need to talk about here. But I feel like the project videos aren't getting viewed because I'm seeing repeated errors in subsequent projects, and it's coming up here grading project 2. And lastly, this is another thing that has been cropping up, especially as we're doing these feedback videos. Please respect the red dot in our iChat status, and your professionalism is at stake here. All right, the red dot means do not disturb. 99 times out of 100, if you pop in with that red dot, we're in the middle of shooting, you know what I mean, doing a feedback video for another student. And if you pop in, then your window pops up and we have to start over. And that's 8, 10, 15 minutes lost where we have to start over. So please respect the red dot in our iChat status. If we don't respond to you, it's not us being rude. It's us trying to stay focused and give students attention that we're grading, because that's just as important. So yeah, we all good? Everything good? We all on the same page? I feel like you're feeling me. So that's the end of Grumpy Dave, and like I said, in week 1, we really believe in you guys, and we really want the absolute best for you. And we're here for you. If you have any questions, please let us know. There's my information, Steve's information, Eric's information. Remember, Eric will not be available by iChat, so he won't be having any office hours this week. He will be available via email, so if you want to get in touch with him, you can do so there. But you can also contact myself or Steve. Just please be nice to the red dot in the iChat status. MPBS Tech and Music Helplines are available 7 days a week from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m. And from 8 a.m. till 2 a.m., the FSO support line is available. I have to reiterate again, if you want an extension, if you have any problems, the first thing you have to do is contact FSO. The second thing you have to do, and I mean FSO support, the second thing you have to do is email us and let us know. If you're having upload problems with FSO site not taking them, don't email your files. Do not email your files. We won't get them. Okay, they'll get caught in our spam filter, and then you'll send us an email later wondering if we got it, and you start getting zeros in the grade book when in fact you had an issue. But you have to get a ticket going. You have to know extensions without documentation. All right, that was a little grumpy, I admit. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night at the virtual class lab number 3 starting at 7 o'clock. Until next time, peace.